I like assumed that Trump was going to extend the TikTok thing, but also I'm kind of shocked because all we do is talk trash about him on here, you know?
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Coming at you with some new fresh insanity today. Things such as, did you know that Biden apparently had to put up with like activist judges and lawfare as well? Like I didn't know that, but apparently that's a thing. Trump is apparently letting all sorts of dangerous criminals and murderers out of jail. And apparently babies are parasites, and that's why the left doesn't want to have children. Yeah, this is their logic. This is what I've learned today from the wise left. So I decided to share this knowledge with you guys. Let's get into it.
Can we go back to calling MAGAs a basket of deplorables? Because that really seemed to fit. And it seems more applicable now than ever.
Let me show you something right quick. You want to take that lid off, you know what I'm saying? Sit that right here. You want to take that lid off, you know what I'm saying? What we gonna do? We gonna start with that bleach, baby. We gonna start with that bleach. Hold on, let me put that down. We're gonna start with that bleach. Start with that bleach. We're gonna put that bleach in there. We're gonna get that bleach in there. Put that bleach in there. That's enough. We're gonna need a little. And then we're gonna go in there with that pine saw, baby. We're gonna go in there with that pine saw, baby. Y'all already know what it is. Y'all know what type of day it is. Oh yeah, it's a little TikTok hack. It's a little TikTok hack. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, baby. We're gonna get that pulled in there. It's already simmering up. It's already getting right. And then last but not least, you gotta go with that tie. You gotta go with that tie, baby.
And may I be the first to say, I am way too hot to be working a full-time job. Girl.
I like your MAGA hat. Yeah, Trump. Woo!
It says gay.
Oh, I know.
Just checking.
Trump fan.
Never know.
Trump?
No. It says make America gay again.
Great. Again.
Gay.
I know, but we love Trump, right?
Stop saying they were deported. The people in El Salvador were not deported because deportation requires due process. They were captured against their will with no due process. You know what you call that? Kidnapping. And then they were taken, again against their will, with no due process, to a foreign country. Do you know what you call that? Human trafficking. And then they were put in a squalid prison with no way to get out. Do you know what you call it when you put people who aren't given due process and therefore haven't been proven to commit a crime in a prison with no way to get out? That's a concentration camp.
I see that conservatives are real upset about judges right now. And it's like they all just cracked out of them an egg, in 2024. I'm like, who do you think stopped Joe Biden from doing financial relief for student loans? Who do you think allowed Republican governors to throw a wrench in the Affordable Care Act in their state? So their people couldn't get it, or so it wouldn't work correctly, and everybody could say, see, it doesn't work anymore. Who do they think did that? Who do they think got those cases of abortion, through up to the Supreme Court? It's like they all of a sudden discovered that judges do stuff, and it's only when they discovered that judges do stuff they don't like. And that's like, I don't know how you deal with that. That's like interacting with 5-year-olds. Because I would expect a 5-year-old to think everything is about me. But these are grown-ass people who don't understand what the judicial branch of our government is, even though...
Okay, so yeah, apparently Joe Biden had to deal with the same type of stuff that Trump has dealt with. First of all, to you liberals out there that are saying, we're going through a constitutional crisis because Trump is ignoring judges. Trump is ignoring district judges. If I'm correct, Biden ignored SCOTUS twice when it came to these whole student loan forgiveness crap. And I don't even see how these students actually fell for it. He was literally just trying to buy votes because in the end, at the end of it all, we all knew that he was never going to be able to forgive those loans. Yet they wanted to believe that he was going to forgive those loans. And I guess, when your school system puts you hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt, you'll take a chance, right? But let's be honest here. Trump has dealt with a lot of lawfare over the past 2 years. So it's very easy for conservatives and Republicans to actually identify when lawfare is happening. I mean, how many injunctions have been made towards Trump so far since he's been president? More than, I think, all of Obama and all of Biden's presidential terms. Now, Of course, they're going to go and say, well, that's because Trump is doing all sorts of unconstitutional things. No, that's because these judges are activists. And that's been recognized now. And in Congress, the leash has been put on them. Thank God.
The abortion argument is truly getting ridiculous. You guys are trying to argue bodily autonomy for something that doesn't even fit the definition of autonomy in any case. In any case, autonomy requires independence, individuality, without control or influence by another being or system. That is autonomy. That is the definition. You can look it up. And you are trying to give a fetus or an embryo or a zygote autonomy when they live and depend upon the body in which they are being grown in. And you're trying to allow that autonomy that doesn't even exist to supersede that of the autonomy of the mother who is carrying that being. Make that make sense.
Obviously the youth of America, they don't need to be in school at math, science, history. That is woke garbage. They need to be in the textile mills, assembling a Ford F-150, building an iPhone. Now that builds character, determination, and intelligence.
Oh, it's on. It's game time. It's gay time, bitch.
So I'm just sitting here thinking about stuff as I'm working, and I had a moment. I can't wait for 9/11 this year. What are the... Like, never forget? Y'all be forgetting every day about the veterans. Like, every fucking day. It's gonna be really interesting. Provided we, like, have opportunity to speak out. We'll see.
Just had a chick try to tell me, well, it's different if you're here legally in the States. And if you were here physically and didn't pay attention to the media, you would know that. And I'm like, oh, really? Because you should go tell that to all the people that they did terrorize and detain who are here legally. And by the way, I live in motherfucking New York.
Hey, why is freeing prisoners so important to Trump? Now, I can understand you letting non-violent people out of prison. I get that. And we should do that. We should let people out of prison that's had weed convictions and, dumbass shit like that. And they got 30, 40 years for weed. Yeah, you should let those people out. I get that. But that's not what he's done. That's not what he's done. He's letting hardcore criminals go. So you need to ask yourself this. Why would you let hardcore criminals that's murderers and all kind of dumbass shit out of prison? Only person would do something like that is a criminal themselves.
Okay, when I first seen this clip, I was thinking, all right, this must be a little bit older. No, this was just uploaded to TikTok just a couple days ago. So the only thing I can assume that he's talking about is the J6ers, right? That's the only people that Trump has actually pardoned and let out of jail that the left would consider violent. Obviously, they have not watched any more footage of what happened on January 6th than what's been shown to them on mainstream media. Because if they actually did a little bit of research, they can see nobody's breaking in to the Capitol building. They were let in. It's been confirmed, and before Kash Patel got there, it's been confirmed that there were several FBI agents that were involved that day. And even Christopher Wray, when he was in Congress, wouldn't answer how many were actually there on January 6th. This is why we refer to it as the Fedsurrection. It looks pretty obvious that they were trying to set up Trump or something that day, and they were trying to instigate something. Now, again, you guys on the left, look, who's Ray Epps? Why don't you guys really look into this guy? There's all sorts of footage of him inciting people to make sure we're here the next day, make sure you guys get to the Capitol grounds. This guy was FBI. Why were they actually trying to do this? It's amazing that you guys don't question this. But if you want to, okay, this is a two-sided coin, right? How come Biden, in his last couple months, The word isn't pardoned, guys, so correct me in the comments. I can't remember what the word is, but he took a whole bunch of people off of death row. A whole bunch of like rapists and mass murderers. I think it was like 36 or 37 of them. Why did he do that? Besides that, Trump is not letting any dangerous murderers out of jail.
Those of you out there that are wondering why, this is for people that are around me, that wondering why I cut you out, is because the kids are watching, man. I can't tell you this to your face without like spitting on you. Any of you that voted for him. But the kids are watching, man. I'm setting the example. They're watching us. You have proven that you are not the example. You're not about that life. You voted against people's rights. Sit down.
Like, I know I'm not the prettiest, but at least no one has ever looked at me and suspected that I was a Trump supporter. You know, I love that about me.
Saw someone else do this and wanted to give it a try. This is what 5-6.
What up? Yeah!
Well, I made the mistake of turning on the news, and I listened to some of Trump talking in front of the Department of Justice, spewing his goddamn lies, telling things about us, about Americans. I can't stand that man. And now I find out I have pneumonia and I can't march tomorrow. Hold up the truth, warriors. Hold it up for me. I can't be with you.
Everything that bitch-ass man is doing, he already said he was gonna motherfucking do. Like, why are we confused that he's tearing shit down? He's literally acting like a 3-year-old that doesn't have a motherfucking toy, whose mom said, no, you can't have this motherfucker in the store. That motherfucker is crazy. And I don't know why we didn't believe him. I believed him. I believe that fat mean greasy. Okay? So I don't know why everybody is appalled, confused. They don't understand. Take him at face value. He said what the fuck he said the first time. He said what the fuck he said the second time. Y'all voted him in for these reasons, and now we're confused that he's doing it? This is what you wanted. We have to start accepting the consequences of our actions when they're happening in real time. Just because you feel like it's not going to apply to you does not mean it doesn't apply.
When I saw that pro-forced birth lady get double socked in the face, I smiled with glee from the inside out. And I don't give a fuck if the right tries to come for me as a leftist saying, oh, you condone violence, you're fucking crazy. I don't give a fuck. And you want to know why? Because you all act like forcing women to undergo childbirth is not violent. The pro-forced birth community acts like eclampsia and preeclampsia doesn't exist. A study out of Harvard said that 1 in 3 women who undergo childbirth will be permanently disfigured. You want to know what eclampsia, preeclampsia can do to a woman's body? Permanent heart defects. PCOS can develop after childbirth. Women can tear from their anus to their clitoris. Pregnancy has made women's teeth rot out of their skull. Because even though technically by definition a child is not a parasite, it does have parasitic qualities. So by definition, it can be considered parasitic. Y'all act.
I've said it before, I'll say it again. This is another obvious example that liberalism is a mental disorder. It's a mental illness. That view of the world is not healthy. And I don't see how anybody on that side of the aisle cannot see this. First of all, of course, you know, you guys, the party of joy, the party of whatever, get along and empathy, as long as it's somebody who goes with your narrative, right? Because as soon as it's somebody who's against your narrative, and yes, Savannah Craven did instigate or antagonize, is more or less a better choice of words, Brianna Rivers. She did antagonize her, but did she deserve to get punched in the face? No, she didn't. But the look of joy on this leftist's face, it's actually creepy. She's truly like, you know, she's getting like endorphins or something off it. It's pretty damn sick. And then when it comes to her excuse, this is really funny because you leftists will lie to yourselves to make yourself feel better. You know in the back of your mind that you're lying, yet you'll still try and believe your own lie and the narrative that of other people around you lying to you to make you feel better. So apparently 33%, 1 in 3 women are disfigured after giving childbirth. So when I'm outside, and there's a lot of families around where I live, I'm not aware of it, but 33% of them are disfigured people because of childbirth. Yeah, women have lost teeth when it comes to giving birth. It truly does strongly depend on your own diet. If you're pregnant and you lack calcium, because the baby growing inside of you, it is a baby, it's not a clump of cells, it's a little human that's growing inside of you, is actually, yes, absorbing the calcium from your body. So that's your responsibility as a grown adult who's apparently highly educated to supplement that calcium back into your body. So that way you don't lose teeth. So it's really nice to know how you guys really truly do look at babies, because you were a baby once too, right? I bet you're really happy that your parents didn't look at you like you're a parasite or a clump of cells. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here today to get in front of a camera and post it up on TikTok to let us know what your views are. Some of you are truly disgusting people. Not all of you, but some of you are truly disgusting people. All right, guys, that's it for this video. Of course, I still do have one clip for you guys. If you guys are new to the channel and you're not subscribed yet, please consider doing so. Besides that, if you can like, comment, and share the video around, that would be great. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.
Listen, as somebody who has been like extremely left for as long as I can remember, I know that it is so hard and that we are so fucking sick of watching this entire shit show, okay? But I need all of my people on the left to hold, okay? Because I personally am seeing MAGA collapse from the inside out. This is like epitome of the horse will hang itself. I know that we're so tired of watching this shit happen. And I know that we are all so tired of watching our house burn to the ground while he just goes and fucking golfs. But I need y'all to let it keep happening. Let it keep happening, because I'm telling you, the calls are coming from within the house and they are starting to turn. Let it keep happening. Go protest, absolutely. But he is hanging himself and I'm here for it.